Yu-Gi-Oh! An incredibly complex card game with tens of thousands of cards. However, what if each set was separated from the rest of the massive card pool and your choices when building a deck were extremely limited? In this series, in order to learn Yu-Gi-Oh! From the ground up, I will be embarking on an adventure through the history of the card game with Jeexx. In each episode, we will have access to all the cards in a select product, and using only the cards in that product, both of us will build a deck before playing a best of 3 match to determine the winner of the episode. We will move in a chronological order in the series, and with each new episode, we will forget the cards of the past in order to experience something brand new. We hope you enjoyed this adventure through Yu-Gi-Oh! And its evolution with us. Welcome to the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey. What is up, ladies and fellas, and welcome to another episode of Historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning Journey. And to you, if everything goes correctly, this should be just another weekly episode of the series, but for us, it's actually been 2.5 weeks since I had a little vacation, so if I play poorly, that's gonna be my John, obviously, but this time we're diving into Cybernetic Revolution, and there is a very core card here that a lot of the set revolves around, but there are actually some pretty good answers in the set itself as well. So as always, let's take a look and see what is in here. So the ROID archetype is here. I'll try to actually now talk only about relevant cards, because if I talk about everything that is even mildly playable, then in the future we will only be sitting here re-explaining everything. Jerry Beansman is a decent beater, which might come up. Most of the ROIDs are absolutely terrible. Drill ROID actually has some uses, because with the effect it can just insta-pop defensive monster, which isn't the greatest in this set. There is a card to enable this card that we'll talk about a little bit later, but apart from that, for this set in particular, Drill ROID isn't great, but it's playable. Gyroid and Steamroid are decent, but mostly they might come up because they have a fusion. Rottweiler also here. Unfortunately, the hero package in this set is not the greatest. We will revisit more heroes next time. I think this set only has 2 heroes, so Rottweiler probably not gonna show up. Dark Caterpillar is spell trap removal. Very bad spell trap removal, but it's one of the best things that we just have access to. Bubbleman can draw you some cards, which is nice. And then there is Cyber Dragon. So if only your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. A level 5 with 2100 attack. Back then, like, Cyber was so expensive because it warped the game around it like crazy. There's a reason why Go format drops. And before Cyber Dragon releases, because yeah, this card is kind of crazy. So, but you will see there are multiple cards in the set alone that are directed there to counter Cyber Dragon, but we are still both going to be playing 3 Cyber. Summoning Magician is one of those 1 tribute 2400 monsters. The effect doesn't really do much. There's a niche scenario with a fusion that you can maybe use it on, but other than that, it's just a 1 tribute biggest accessible thing. Cyber Archfiend is a 2k wall, importantly enough, and if you don't have cards in your hand, or if you have, I skipped ahead. If you have no cards in your hand, you draw an extra card in your draw phase. But if you have cards in your hand during the end phase, Archfiend pops itself. Then, like, cards that are almost like equivalents to Sidra in this set. Goblin Elite's attack force is a 100 attack less Goblin attack force, but it actually has a defense stat, and Indomitable Fighter Lele is just another Goblin attack force, the original. So 2200, 2300, importantly enough, both of these can beat over Sidra, even in attack position, which is very good. Some frogs release here, Death Frog and Tadpole. If we had more reliable ways of getting tadpoles in the grave, this might be something to consider, because there is also another blowout card relating these a little bit later on that we'll talk about, but I think this might be too gimmicky for this episode alone. Tyrana Infinity here, but no dinosaurs that we can really banish, so not gonna be relevant. And then the fusions. So Steam Gyroid is the fusion that I was referring to with Gyroid and Steamoid. It's just a level 6 vanilla, not very good, but it's, if you want to play it, you can. UFO Ride Fighter, also very bad. But then the good two fusions are Cyber Dragon fusion. So 2 Cyber Dragon makes Cyber Twin, which can attack twice during each battle phase, and Cyber End Dragon just inflicts piercing, but it's a 4k body. But it takes all of your Cyber Dragons, so yeah. As for how you can actually get into these, Power Bond, you fusion summon a machine, and it doubles its attack, and during the end phase you activate this card, you burn yourself for the original attack of the monster, or attack gain, but essentially that means original attack. So if you power band into Cyber End, you are burning yourself for 4,000 damage. Fusion Recovery is the reason why we can play Polymerization as well, or not is, was, even in the past. Now obviously we changed the rules a little bit, just reminding you all that we are allowed to play Polymerization in every single episode now. I had to remind myself as well, I guess, since, like I said, it's been a little while. A Miracle Fusion, Elemental Hero Fusion, unfortunately not, I don't think it's gonna show up here, and I'm sure Jeexx is very bummed out that Rottweiler and Miracle Fusion for this set and not the next one, but I won't spoil stuff about that. Dragon's Mirror, a Miracle Fusion for dragons, and then the counter to Sidra, and I guess ROIDS, System Down. So for 1000 LP, a normal spell that banishes all machine type monsters your opponent controls and that they have in their graveyard. So I'm assuming we're both gonna run this at 3 copies, because we're both gonna run Sidra at 3 copies in the fusions. If they ever hit the field, you basically can't get rid of them otherwise. Death Croaking destroys all the cards your opponent controls if you have 3 face-up Death Frogs. So this is the blowout card I was talking about with Tadpoles and Death Frogs, but like I said, getting 3 Tadpoles in the grave is pretty hard, and then you still have to tribute for Death Frog. Sheen Spy, you can give your opponent a tadpole, let's say 0/0, and then you can swing over it, or you can give your opponent a gyroid in attack position. Since first time it's not destroyed, if they have something else, you can just swing twice over it with Twin for 3600, but probably not gonna show up. Bubble Shuffle is for Bubbleman. You basically manipulate their battle positions, and then you change your Bubble Man for another elemental monster in your hand. And Spark Blaster was what I was referring to earlier when I was talking about which card I was talking about then? Oh yeah, Drill Roid. So yeah, with Spark Blaster you equip it to Sparkman, and during your main phase up to 3 times you can use the effect. You change the battle position of a face up monster. Skyscraper also here. It's, yeah, it kind of feels bad that Skyscraper, Rottweiler, and a Miracle Fusion all show up here, because obviously for our format that means we essentially can't really play them. So yeah, Spiritual Earth Arts basically just tribute a monster of a specific element, and then you spell summon from your grave a same element monster that's level 4 or lower. Arrival appears, gets you same leveled cards as your opponent, so your opponent gets into a side ray, you can go into side ray at this. Magical Explosion, probably not going to be relevant for us, but it's spell damage burn. Raising Energy, simple attack boosting. A Dimension Wall inflicts the battle damage that happens to your opponent instead of you. But you still unfortunately lose the monster if they swing into that. So a decent amount of cool stuff. I think I'm pretty biased because I obviously love the GX era, since that is what I watched first in my childhood. But yeah, I think this will be pretty fun. So let's see what we can come up with, and let's see if we can still brew after a little bit of a pause of playing. So that's been the set breakdown. I hope I see you all in the in the deck building section. Sorry, it's been a while, but yeah, see you there.
Okay, so yes, we're back. After 2 weeks, we're back. And we got the fastest brew I've ever made for this entire series so far. And it's brain dead easy, simple, stupid even. So first up, we have Cyber Archfiend, which is 2k1. Oh wait, actually, maybe we'll slow down a bit. I don't want to rush this too much. So Cybernetic Revolution is the point at which the Go format officially ends. Like, this is the hard point where everybody agrees that Go format is done because of Cyber Dragon. Cyber Dragon is a card that came out in like 2005 when the set came out, and it's one of the pivotal cards in the anime as well. It's one of the first big free summons you get in the game, like we've ever got it in the game. Specifically, it's a level 5 monster with the effect of, if your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If only your opponent controls a monster. Okay, never mind that. They changed the wording a little bit. But yeah, it's a 2.1k beater. Really good, really strong. Kills basically anything. There's nothing before this like that's actually decent to play that you would have used to kill this thing. In this set, we have specifically Lele and Goblin Elite Attack Force, but we're playing scuffed shit, so it doesn't matter. But it's a special summon, so it avoids Trap Hole. It's a big body, and on top of that, if you want to go hard, you can play its numerous different like alternate versions. And we're going to talk about those later. But now, Cyber Archfiend. Cyber Archfiend is a 2k wall with the effect of, at the beginning of your draw phase, if you have no cards in your hand, draw one more card in addition to your normal draw. Really good like effect for having discard effects and other similar like set effects and whatnot. It's really powerful, I think. And it also has the effect of, if you have one or more cards in your hand during the end phase, destroy this card. That's also important because that means you're always going to be using those cards that you drew from your hand. But I think the +1 is worth it, and even though you're going to be using your cards or setting your cards a lot, it's still worth it. Cyber Dragon, we just went over. It's basically the pivotal card. This card is going to determine like everything in the set, I'd imagine, alongside Lele. Then we have Drillroid. Drillroid is a card that I'm thinking is going to be used against Cyber Archfiend, mostly because of the fact that, well, it just outright says destroy a defense position monster. Simple as. Then we have Bubbleman. Bubbleman is the only, well, we have Sparkman here as well. Bubbleman and Sparkman are the only heroes that we've been playing this. And for the most part, Bubbleman is here to fill a possible like special summon condition. If it somehow manages to pass, we can discard everything from our hand and use everything from our field, and then special summon Bubbleman from our hand using its own effect to draw 2 cards. I'm gonna be very excited. But Bubbleman has like, to break it down, if you have no cards in hand, you can special summon it from your hand, and if you have no cards in your hand or field, you get to draw 2 cards when this card is special summoned. Really good effect. Like in the anime, they made it really strong, where you can just, whenever you special summon it, I think, and you had no cards in the field, or maybe was it if you don't have any cards in hand and you special summon using its own effect, you draw 2 cards. It was really good in the anime. Then we have Goblin Elite Attack Force, which is going to be a Cyber Dragon check. And so with Lele, these are both meant to keep Cyber Dragon in check and kind of prevent it from just purely running out of control. And specifically, they have 2.2k attack and 2.3k attack. And they have the Goblin Attack Force effect, where when they attack, they turn into defense position. Name is Sparkman. Sparkman is a 1.6k beater, as per usual. He's here for the most part just because I have a card that I want to use. But we'll talk about that in a second. Then we have the strongest warrior in the world, Jerry Beansman. Jerry, a bean soldier, believes he is the strongest warrior in the world, but his true abilities are still untested. Magnificent. Can't wait to summon Jerry. He's 1.750 beater. He's actually kind of good. he's actually kind of good. Like, no joke. Then we have Power Bond. Power Bond is a fusion spell specifically for machine monsters, and it says that if you fuse a machine monster with it, you double its attack, original attack, I mean, and at the end phase, you take damage equal to that monster's original attack, or attack gain, sorry. So, for example, if you Power Bond and you summon Cyber Rain Dragon, you end up with 8,000 attack total, and you then take 4,000 damage. It's pretty good. It's pretty powerful. I think this card is going to be really scary if it does go off. We'll see how that plays out. Spark Blaster. Spark Blaster is why I have Sparkman in here, and this is kind of the thing that I want to play in this deck, in this set. It's meant to be Spark Blaster Turbo. I get Sparkman now. I control the field using Spark Blaster, and I just steamroll over shit like Cyber Dragon, even though I can't kill it, and shit like Cyber End Dragon, even though I can't kill it. But doesn't matter. Fuck them up. And then we have System Down. System Down is actually, I should probably explain it because I don't think I just did. During your main phase, you can target one face of monster change the battle position of that target. After you use this effect 3 times, destroy this card. It's not that powerful, it's not that strong, but it's really interesting. I think this is a fun card to play with. Then have System Down. System Down is basic. You kill all machine types from the field and graveyard. This card is like the strongest counter to Cyber Dragon. Then we have Arrival Appears. Arrival Appears is here to deter Cyber Dragon turn 2, basically. You play turn 1, you set 2 cards, and then your opponent goes turn 2, and they summon Cyber Dragon, you activate this, you summon Cyber Dragon, and now they're like, oh, you got +1, basically. And then they have to normal summon the thing, and now you're even, in a way. Yep. And then, let's see. Oh yeah, this one. Dimension Wall. Dimension Wall is a worse version of Magic Cylinder. It reflects the damage that is dealt to you, to your opponent instead. And I think this will be really important with cards like Cyber and Dragon. Then we have Rising Energy, which is, I think, the pivotal card in the set, because it's the only combat trick that we have, really. Like, outside of this is the only way we can increase our attack and deal with, like, bigger threats. I think this is going to be something we both play at 3. And then we have Cyber End Dragon, which is a 3 Cyber Dragon fusion that has the effect of, if this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage. Then we have Cyber Druid Dragon, which is better, by the way, better than Cyber End Dragon. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase. So basically, it just wins the game. It can win the game instantly. Like, this can win the game instantly, but like, this thing can destroy 2 cards on the field instantly and has 2.8k attack. There's nothing that can actually kill it outside of a very niche Spark Blaster into Lele. And then we have Steam Gyro for the memes. And that's it. That's all there is to this deck. I completely forgot to make a side deck. And for that part, I honestly don't think you need a side deck. There's nothing really in this set that I would have wanted to side into it anyhow. So I think we'll be perfectly fine with this. So anyway, good luck with the games.
Alrighty, guys and gals, so welcome back. And this is what we whipped up. Plus, I have to point out, did they change the font on Dueling Book? I swear all of this stuff looks different. Like the font of the card itself, I think looks fine, but I think the font otherwise is changed. I swear. But yeah, regardless, as always, let's go through the deck and see what we have built. So first and foremost, we have one of Cybernetic Magician. This was sort of a last moment addition, because I have some cards like Gyroid here that can't be destroyed by a battle. First time it would be destroyed by battle each turn, and even stuff like Lele and Goblin Attack Force are actually pretty good defensive cards just sitting there in attack position. But I kind of wanted an extra payoff for those, but I really don't want to draw this early because it's a huge brick. So, especially when we have stuff like Sidra already. So I just figured I'll have a 1 payoff, like sort of cure all, catch-all, tribute monster that if we just get it, then it's going to be the biggest thing that Jeexx can't really get over without removal or some of his fusions, which I'm assuming his Atlas is going to be playing these Cyber Dragon fusions. Then obviously 3 off Sidra, no need to explain it, I would hope. It just, you can special summon it if your opponent has a monster, you do not. It's 2100, it's pretty good, it's the reason why we can play all our good fusions. Sidra is good. There's a reason why it cost hundreds of dollars when it first came out. Goblin Elite Attack Force at 3, same thing with Lele. These are essentially the same card. Goblin Elite Attack Force has 100 less attack, but it has a defense stat, which I guess could be relevant if something like Powerbound Cyber Dragon happens, but more often than not, Lele's gonna be the better one. Lele's essentially just Goblin Attack Force, the original, and Elite is 100 less attack to get a defense stat. But these are essentially the same card. Then we are actually playing ROIDS. It's crazy, I know. 3 drill roid. It's still 1600. It's fine. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. This is mostly here because I'm assuming, because looking at the monster package of the set, there isn't that much great stuff. And if Jeexx is going to be playing ROIDS, he's going to be playing stuff like gyroids, and getting rid of it with Drillroid is going to be nice. If he's not, he's probably going to be playing at least stuff like Dark Catapulter, because it's essentially the only macro removal that we have. And even if all of that fails, we have a option in our site that we can side into to give more uses to Drillroid, sorry. But yeah, it's just a pretty decent card. Gyroid is here as probably our primary tribute for Cybernetic Magician if we go into that, but it's also just here. It's a decent wall. It's only 1000, but it has to be swung into twice to destroy it. And along with Steamroid, which turns into a 2300 attack monster when it's swinging into an opponent's monster, and then turns into a 1300 monster when it's being swung into. So this is very important because we can use Steamroid to swing over Sidra, we can use it to swing over Goblin Attack Force, and we can use it to crash with Lele. So it's actually pretty damn good, and it being smaller when it's being swung into isn't too bad either, because if we're doing this, we might want to go into Steam Gyroid, or we could just take the good trade. And even if something happens where we're sort of like low on cards, it's pretty nice to be able to basically put Jeexx on gotta have it for your monster, because obviously if we swing in this, we kill his only monster, and then he doesn't have a monster to drop back, then the drawback doesn't happen. So that's pretty nice. 1800 is just nice. And that's all of our monsters. Then for the spells, we are playing 3 Power Bond and 3 Polymerization and 3 Fusion Recover. I just want to maximize my chances of getting into my fusions. UFO Fighter, obviously we can't play, but Steam Gyroid, it's not great, but with Power Bond, actually only taking 2200 and having a permanent 4400 vanilla is obviously very good. Because then stuff like Rising Energy doesn't even deal with it on basically anything that isn't a fusion itself, so it's just pretty nice. Cyber Twin Dragon and Cyber End, essentially just game-winning cards. Obviously not really having any graveyard recursion, and especially with stuff like System Down banishing our Sidrus, it's going to be really hard to get into, especially Cyber End Dragon. But these are just blowout cards that if you get into these, you essentially win the game up front. Talking about System Down is just banish all of your opponent's machine type monsters that they have controlled and in their grave. So Sidra, if Jeexx is playing ROIDS, it's just banish 1000, get rid of all the machine resources from anywhere that they're being played already. So just pretty damn nice. We're playing 3 Spiritual Earth Art Kurogane for our first traps, and the reason why we're playing this and not the other Spiritual Arts, sorry, that's a hard thing for me to pronounce, is Dark Catapulter that we are playing in our side is an Earth monster, as well as Drillroid and Steamroid, and our main sort of attack walls in Goblin, Elite Attack Force, and Lele. So we just have the most targets for Earths, since the only others that we could go for is if we side into our Frog package for water, and then just Gyroid for wind, which obviously isn't that great that we'd probably want to recur it. Rising Energy, this is here to basically win battles, because I feel like a lot of this will revolve around our pretty high attack monsters just sitting there. So then when we actually want to make the push to deal with some of that stuff, it's nice to be able to go for Rising Energy instead of just trading. And Rising Energy obviously lets other stuff swing over, stuff like Lele as well. Even Gyroid, which is pretty funny. Rebel Pierce is our final card that we're running in the main deck. It's simple: select one face monster your opponent controls, and you special summon the same level monster from your hand. So this can help us get into side draw on the field if Jeexx has his own side draw already, or if he doesn't, we are playing so many level 4s, and Jeexx is definitely going to be playing at least stuff like Lele and Goblin Attack Force. So if he has, let's say, Lele sitting there, and we have a Lele and Attack Force in our hand, we can drop our Lele with Tribal Pierce from a normal Attack Force or whatever. We can crash Lele's and maybe push for damage or just take the tempo. So this essentially just helps us swarm the field. But that's it for the main deck. As for the side deck, we've already talked a little bit about some stuff. So Dark Catapulter is just here for the spell drop removal. And then we have the Frog package. I just thought it was interesting enough. And honestly, I did not really know what to put in my side here. I will admit I put this deck together pretty hastily because we really wanted to get the episode out. But we didn't have much time this week, unfortunately. But I just think it's pretty fun, and if I feel like stuff like the ROIDS aren't doing anything, I can maybe take out like Gyroid, Steamroid, and Cybernetic Magician, and what would I then take? Probably another Power Bond, and then I can just throw in the Croakings, Tadpoles, and Dust Frogs for the Frog package. But the cards that we haven't talked about are 3-off Sparkman and then a single Spark Blaster. Obviously, Spark Blaster only being able to be equipped by Sparkman makes it a huge brick. But if we have Sparkman, this gives us so much control, especially with stuff like Lele and Goblin Elite Attack Force probably wanting to just sit there in attack. It's going to be nice to being able to turn them to a defense position and then being able to swing over them. Attack Force has 1500 defense, but Sparkman can swing over it, and Lele has 0, so anything else will swing over Lele. And like I said, it also means that Drill Word can use this effect if Jeexx happens to have some like super tanky cards. But finally, for our extra, we are playing 3 Steam Gyroid. I already talked about this. UFO Roid Fighter just here to fill the extra deck. And then Cyber Twin Dragon can attack twice, made with 2 Cyber Dragons, and Cyber End Dragon inflicts piercing damage, and it takes all 3 side draws. So yeah, also 2800 and 4000 attack, so very beefy attack numbers there. I think the deck is really straightforward, having like pretty vanilla cards for the most part, like stuff like Lele, Elite Attack Force, side draw. At the end of the day, they're essentially just big beat sticks, and even our fusions are essentially just big beasties. So I feel like this is going to be pretty caveman Yu-Gi-Oh for the most part, so it'll be interesting to see how this all goes. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the deck breakdown, and I will see you all in the dueling zone. Peace. Ladies and lads, welcome to another episode of the Historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning Journey, and to all of y'all, it's gonna look hopefully the same, no disruption in the flow of uploads, but to us, it's been 2.5 weeks since we last played due to a trip I had, so if we make any misplays, it's totally because of that break and not because of anything else. Isn't that right, Jeexx?
Yeah, of course. This will surely be a revolutionary match that we're gonna be having here after a long break period. You know?
I was just about to say, like, do you have a pun for this week? Because I couldn't come up with anything, even when I was thinking in my mind, like, I wonder what would you have for that. But
I had nothing. I just came up with it.
You got it. But yeah, Cybernetic Revolution, Cyber Dragon, and then a bunch of pack filler garbage. And I figured since it's been a while, you would be a rock thrower. But now the question actually is,
you want to go second? Hell yeah.
Honestly, I don't think I do.
Damn.
I can also see that you have 9 cards in your action deck instead of the 12 that I have, which is interesting.
I don't even know what the last 3 of those cards are. Oh, you have a UFO thing.
Hell yeah, they are not relevant whatsoever. You know me, I always just gotta rock everything in there. I think we'll just actually summon the best defensive, actually the second best defensive card in the set, Goblin Elite attack force. Not Lele. Lele is 100 bigger, so this is where I pass and you drop Lele and beat over my goblin attack force.
Play these things and I normal summon Lele.
Ah, you son of a bitch.
Pass, set multiple cards, and I consider passing.
Oh.
Because, well, there's no reason for me not to, kinda. Because you can't swing over this thing unless you pull out another or your own Lele. And that's already kinda unrealistic.
I get another goblin attack force and overlay them both for Utopia, go into Utopia the lightning, and swing for 2700.
That's not gonna happen.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh no. Is it actually?
It's kinda is. Do I wanna actually? Yeah, I think we're, being chilling. I don't like you setting a 3 back row on your first turn. That is not fun.
Normal summon Goblin Attack Force.
Ooh.
Swing it into your Goblin Attack
wait,
Force.
you're gonna crash them.
Yeah.
Huh. That's actually interesting.
If I use Lele here, you'll be able to summon your own Lele. And then your own Lele will then be a wall that can't be gotten over with anything. So I think crashing these two is the best plan. Any place?
I'm thinking. I actually think. Now, a completely hypothetical question. If we proceed to damage, actually no, damage step doesn't matter. Hypothetically, since you've declared it as an attack target and I were to flip up a trap card that would increase the power of my monster, you wouldn't be able to redeclare that attack, right?
I will not be able to declare that attack. No.
It's just a hypothetical, though.
It's just okay. But in response, I will also
you bastard.
And you will now lose your only card on the field.
I will lose my cards on the field. Yes. Would you? Oh, I was just gonna say, like, would you like the swing? Like, oh, that's actually hilarious. Oh. Wait, that's actually so dumb. Yeah. That's actually interesting.
Oh no.
That is quite interesting. It's so dumb, but at the same time, it's so funny. Fuck it, I'm doing it. I would like to normal summon Steamroid.
Okay.
Battle phase, I would like to crash our monster since when attacking Steamroid gains.
Okay.
Whoops, not that one. Grave.
Okay.
And then main 2, and I will just pass. Remind me, did this set have spell trap removal?
No.
Well, that's awesome. Set a monster pass.
Aha! You've just fallen into my trap.
Oh, will he special summon?
Special summon Cyber Dragon.
Oh, running the inferior art. Oh, actually, first time it would be destroyed. It is not destroyed.
I'm kind of thinking I want to play this card that I have in my hand just to be an ass, but I'll pass.
All right.
I'll pass this card. I said and pass, maybe. Nah, I'll just set this card and pass.
Oh, well, that's lovely. Now, what would the card you set be? Is it your own gyroid? That would be funny. I actually think I will put gyroid in attack. I will proceed to the battle phase, and I'll actually swing into this.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, shit. I will take 1,000 damage.
And not only that, but next draw phase, I get to draw 2 cards.
You indeed do. Main 2.
Unless...
Honestly, I think I will. I would like to pay 1,000
To play system
to
down.
play system down. Banishing
Yes, I will
your
banish
Sidra
my
and your
Cyber Dragon.
Railroad.
What?
It also banishes from their graveyard, which is kind of annoying.
No, that's fine.
And then I will pass.
Okay, I go.
Why did they put
Drop
bro
phase.
this card in the same as side race? Kind of nuts.
I
This is only on
think-
your end, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cyber Archery is so
but
good.
I will set one card and I will summon a Lele. And
Would you like to cash in your 1,300 damage?
my 1,300 damage. No, my 3,300 damage. What do you mean? What do you mean? Nah.
Go with Archfiend.
Nah.
Yep. That might just be the funniest shit.
Oh no, is it actually?
That would be so fucking funny. I think I have to do it. I think it's way too fucking funny not to do it.
To go for a Steam Gyroid.
I would like to activate Power Bond.
Yeah.
I would like to summon Steam Gyroid using Gyroid and from my hand Steamroid.
Yeah. So you're gonna take 2.2k damage this turn.
Yeah, at my end phase I will take 22. This goes to the grave. I would like to go a battle phase and 44.
I activate Dimension Wall.
Sad.
And I will lose Lele,
Yes,
but you will take 1,900 damage.
I will. And I'll just take the damage here as well so I don't forget. And actually, I think I'll just pass on that.
Standby. Go main.
I just now wait. I
doesn't
swear
go on?
Power Bond. Wait, Power Bond is not for the turn?
No.
I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever seen Power Bond used in a situation where it doesn't win the game, because I swear I thought Power Bond was
'Cause it's usually, like, when you see it, it's usually used as a meme together with limited removal,
yeah.
which means you usually win because it's 16,000 damage from a Cybernetic Dragon. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, but then again, the only time I've seen it outside the anime, I think, is literally while playing Ancient Gear, and Chaos Giant kind of does damage.
I like how, like, silent the end of that match was.
It was nonchalant. I mean, bro, if I can power bond into fucking Steam Gyroid, there is no way I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah. Reasonable.
But yeah.
I was kind of expecting a Cybernetic Dragon, I won't lie.
Also, how the fuck did you get 2 Leles in
I
such a
got
short
3
time?
Lele's total.
Wait, that was the third one?
I got all of my Lele's.
Now, I know Dueling Boat lets you, bypass limitations and shit like that, but I still thought we wouldn't play, 9 copies of it. I think that's kind of cheating, but...
I'm sorry to say, but sometimes it happens. Sometimes you play 9 Lele's. Sometimes you play like Jaden. You got enough polymerizations to fill your entire deck.
That is fair enough. But yeah, let's go game 2. All right, I'm almost did something that probably wouldn't have been good, but it would have been funny. But oh shit!
Oh no!
Huh?
This
I mean,
sucks.
I would have liked a monster, but I guess that'll have to do. Good luck.
Okay, I summon Indomitable Fighter Lele.
I swear you're actually playing 9 copies of that card.
Then I set 3 cards.
That looks for. Oh yeah, I'm going to Scream.
Hell yeah.
Good luck.
Get. I normal summon Sparkman.
I wish I could see the monsters.
I attack using Sparkman.
Yep, I will take 16.
Okay, then I pass. Is this phone next angle?
That's actually kind of funny. But yeah, I'll just do this and pass.
Okay. I will. I fucked up. I should have summoned this guy last turn. Well. If it isn't the consequences of my actions. I attack using Elemental Hero Spitman. Steroid.
It's Dark Catapulter.
Oh my.
I forgot this guy. Hey, yeah, I was just when I was siding, I had 3 of this guy in my siding. I was like, hey, there is very bad.
What do you mean bad?
But you know, if you swing into it with Gyroid.
Oh, true. Yeah.
What about Lele? Would you like to attack
I'm thinking. I think I'm gonna pass on swinging with Lele because I know for a fact you probably have dimension walls, and dimension walls are gonna fuck me over.
I don't know what you are talking about. I would like to pass.
Give me a sec. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I'll just swing with Sparkman.
I will take the 16.
Pass.
I am going to punch somebody in the throat. I would like to pass. Where are my monsters? Last I checked, I was playing, I think, 19?
19?
I think 19.
What the fuck? Okay, check this shit out. I normal summon Indomitable Fighter Lele.
Yep,
and then I will attack using Indomitable Fighter Lele.
Yep, I will take 23.
Yeah, and I will attack with Indomitable Fighter Lele.
I will take the 23.
In the damage step, before the damage calculation, after my attack has been declared, I activate Rising Energy.
I would like to also activate 2 Rising Energies, and I'll give your Lele 3,000 more attack.
I'll activate Rising Energy.
I would like to Polymerization. I would like to Spark Blaster your Sparkman. Wow, what a great episode!
This is
Thank you.
Oh my god. You got 4 monsters right after.
Yeah, there are my monsters.
This is the worst episode in terms of gameplay.
Thank you for watching this episode of this. What a fucking awful set.
What do you mean? We had Cyber Dragon. Yo.
Are you okay? I swear. How many Lele were you? Oh, well, would you look at that? The last card in my deck and the 4th last card in my deck are 2 Lele.
I had 5 copies of Lele in 2 games in my hands.
Bro, you summoned more Leles this game than I saw monsters.
Yeah.
Let me make sure. Did I? Because I started out of some. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, I saw literally -1. I'm playing 18 monsters. I saw 1 in what? 8 draws or some shit? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I saw 1 in 9 draws. What the fuck?
That's hilarious.
And wait, didn't I sign out of a power bond? Oh wait, I didn't. No. Oh yeah, never mind. 'Cause initially what I was gonna do is I had fucking death frogs and tadpoles, and initially I sided out of 3 gyroid, steamroid, and 3 gyroid, as well as a power bond into 1 death croaking, 3 death frog, and 3 tadpole. Then I realized there's no fucking way this shit is gonna work. So instead of that, I sided into what did I side into? A Spark Blaster, 3 Sparkman,
Yeah.
and 2 Dark Catapulter. And what was my last card that I sided into? I actually think the last card I sided into was my tribute dude. What was his name? This guy, Cybernetic Magician, I think.
Oh, 2.4k tribute.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's decent. It's 1 tribute, and like 24 is really good in this set. And it's also nice because like I figured we both have rising energies, but then also you can do some other shenanigans with it. And the effect wasn't really what I was looking for. It was like maybe something because I was playing like the bad the bad ROIDS. Maybe something like Gyro could have pushed for lethal with that, and the other part was just like if you have something, if in some miracle land you manage to summon Cyber End Dragon and you just have that sitting on the field, obviously nothing a bit over it, then I figured like, okay, even with rising energy, basically nothing gets over that thing. So then Cybernetic.
There is something that gets over Cyber End Dragon.
I mean, system
in
down.
Attack position. No, it's Spark Blaster. Rising energy Spark, right?
Oh Spark Blaster also. How many Spark Blaster were you playing?
3.
3? You're crazy.
3. You gotta play all of them.
I get they're hero cards.
What the fuck?
Sometimes it doesn't want to work. I don't know what's with that.
Okay, no matter.
I don't know. Is it like too much? Oh wait. I think you have. Yeah, if you type it like no. Is it too much, or did I accidentally put? Yeah. Okay, it's too much. It doesn't want to mill that much. Cool.
That's weird.
Yeah, that is interesting. But
yeah, I had 3 Sparkmans, 3 Spark Blasters. I also had the strongest card.
Oh, you're playing Bubble Man.
No, I'm playing Jerry Beansman.
I had before I put the Cybernetic Magician in my side deck, like initially when I just went through the set, I was just like, because some context for this, both of us basically whipped out these decks in not very much time, and I just went through this set. I was like, fuck it, bro, what do I put as the last card in my side? I was just like, Cherry Beans, man, next best beater, fuck it, send it. But then after I was like, okay, what do I actually do with my ROIDS if they're just sitting there and I'm not finding my fusions? Because like, yeah, Gyroid not being destroyed by battle the first time it would be destroyed is cool, but it doesn't really achieve anything. So I was just like, okay, let me just look if there are some tribute monsters in the set. I just went to the set in the card database, set sort by attack, and then I went, okay, this guy is the best 1 tribute monster, I'll just put him in there. And then that's where Jerry Beansman had to go.
Oh no, had to abandon Jerry and his bean ways.
Fucking Jerry, a bean soldier, believes he's the strongest warrior in the world, but his true abilities are still untested.
I am still untested.
Yeah, they remain untested. Jerry didn't get to show us his power this time. But yeah, what a dog shit fucking episode.
It was a great episode, I gotta say.
Yeah, it was a lot of interaction. I think I played like 3 cards total. Did I? I played essentially 1 card that did anything this game, and last game maybe like 5.
But at least you got that fusion off, right?
I mean, it was legit the highlight. Also,
It was.
I had no dimension wall anywhere.
Oh, why?
I literally I went through the set once. I must have just missed it because after that I was literally only went for the okay. Let me just see if there are any tributes. I saw Cybernetic Magician. I just put it in there. Then I'm like, okay, cool, that's it. This is why I usually when I build a deck, I at least 2, usually 3 times, just these days look at the set so I don't miss obvious stuff like that. Because if you go back and look at like especially like older episodes, there are so many situations where there's like some really obviously really good card that I just don't play because I just missed it. Because 60 cards in a set, like reading all of them, it's a lot of reading, and there's something that Yu-Gi-Oh players are very good at, that's not reading cards. And I think in that regard, I'm a very good Yu-Gi-Oh player.
I agree. Very talented.
And this is why we don't build decks in 20 minutes.
Because you end up with situations like this.
Yes, because you end up with your opponent playing 17 Lele and you didn't call the judge to check their deck. Check him controller. Good, talented player, but this is not normally. Check him PC.
Oh no.
Like
I only have 3 copies of Lele, I must admit. I ain't lying, my guy.
It's actually crazy like how consistently you found those though.
You gotta press defeat, my guy. I can't escape yet. Can't run away.
Fair enough. But yeah, that was an episode.
It happened.
I'm pretty sure, like, actually no, I'm definitely sure that without the banter we had here, like if you just have the 2 games, I'm certainly sure that our breakdowns are way longer than the actual fucking match.
Absolutely.
But this is a taste of what we'll have in like 2 years' time when we reach modern Yu-Gi-Oh. You brick 2 turns and you just explode. This time it was just 8 turns or something like that. But that's different. But that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Next time we have, what was the set? I just remember there were a lot of good cards in there.
In elemental energy.
Energy, yeah. There were Dark Worlds are in there. There's a bunch of new hero fusions, so we know what Jeexx is gonna be playing. And
absolutely, yeah.
I will probably, because I am kind of curious. Like, I am curious. I'm interested in playing Dark World, so I'm probably gonna be playing that. But I'll try not to just metagame directly because I know you're gonna be playing heroes, and I'll try not to just see like put their counters in my main deck for that. So
just put a non-fusion area into your deck and you win.
I'll probably put that in the side, so we can at least get a game, because I would like to see a hero fusion hit the field.
Eventually we will see hero fusions hit the field.
Yeah, when we get to mass heroes, I think at least then we would see them, but it would be cool to see. By the time
we hit 2015, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think you'll have access to a full lineup of fusions, right? Because you have Tempest, you have Rampart Blaster, you have a Shining Wingman, and because of that you also have Flame Wingman, and then you had... I swear there were 5. whatever wild edge.
Yeah.
Which
I
also
think
means you have a nice hero pool. I mean,
the overall hero pool for this set is gonna be really good, and like the generic beatdown is also really good in this. Like I don't even think Dark Worlds are the best deck in here. It could
probably
just
not.
be good stuff.
I just
I
like,
could totally see good stuff being something that wins out in terms of pure value.
yeah. But I definitely like the idea of, because I think apart from like thinking of structures, was Gravekeepers the last time both of us actually like in a same episode played an archetype? I mean, I guess technically like the in Lost Millennium, I essentially just played an archetype.
You play
But
rocks, yeah.
yeah, but I don't know. It's
I played heroes.
yeah, but now you actually do you have access to all the heroes released thus far in there?
I think the only one, oh no, I do have access to Bubble Man as well. So yeah, all of them.
No, I was gonna say except Clayman, but yeah, Rampart Blaster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I even
It's
have access to Sparkmate
yeah.
from Tempest.
True. It's I don't know. I would just really like to see a hero fusion hit the field. It's just sad that Rottweiler was in this set and not the next one. Because
if Rottweiler was in the next set, it could actually work out.
yeah, that would be sick.
But alas, nothing good can come to a hero player.
At least in a little while, you know. Maybe in 2026, heroes will get some insane floodgate and a field spell that searches their entire archetype and special summons 5 heroes from your deck, but you can't declare attacks until as long as you have any of those heroes. And then when you fusion summon, pop a card.
This sounds about right, yeah.
Probably something along those lines, I would assume. But yeah, that prolonged banter, because, you know, the games were not long, so we have to fill the quota somehow, you know. Imagine
prolong the episode, keep people around.
Yeah, exactly.
Give retention, let's go.
I need to put some, like, you know, Subway Surfers or something in one corner, then like GTA driving in one corner, whatever is what the TikTok people have to keep people engaged when we're bantering.
A few weeks ago,
yeah,
when on stream, everybody was just, I was just doing something in Final Fantasy 14, and no one was paying any attention to anything that I asked. So I just went, you know what? I'm gonna put Subway Surfers shit on the screen.
Hell yeah.
And I'm gonna put some GIFs on the screen so you guys can look at the GIFs while they're moving, and you can jam out to those GIFs. And then I was like, I'm gonna take up some Minecraft parkour. I'm gonna put it up on another corner. And eventually, the only things we had left were two bits of my HUD or my hotbars were visible. And other than that, there was nothing related to Final Fantasy 14 on the screen.
Actually, since sometimes these episodes go really long, why don't I just have, like, on your icon, I would just have like Subway Surfers playing there. On mine, I'll have like GTA driving, and then I can put Minecraft parkour in the sides. So, well, maintain viewer retention.
Yeah, and people will just keep looking at those, and then you go down and do the new NPC thing as well. Yeah, sometimes. I haven't heard it, and I don't want to hear it. But.
Yeah. I'll just contact Konami and I'll be like, bro, you know, we're cool, right? Do you mind if I just play Yu-Gi-Oh episodes and when we're doing this? I'll just, you know, have like a Yu-Gi-Oh episode. Like, I'll literally just have it play. Yeah. Like, whatever archetype we're playing, like, when they debut, I'll have that episode playing.
Originally, when I started streaming, like, I did Pokemon streams, specifically Moemon, like, randomizer streams.
Yeah.
So while I was grinding, I just had Jeexx slightly transparent in the bottom right corner.
That's sick.
So people could watch Jeexx while I grind.
That's actually sick. In Finnish?
Gigabrain. I was like, no.
Damn.
We got to the end of season 1, and then by the time we did that, we had people actually coming in and be like, what the fuck is there Yu-Gi-Oh playing on the screen? Then it was like, maybe I'll pass on watching more Yu-Gi-Oh on stream.
That's actually, that's big brain. But
it worked really well.
Yeah. I mean, I like that. But yeah, hopefully next time you don't have to watch an episode of Jeexx to relive the glories of Hero Days, and I'll be out here discarding cards. That's the plan, at least. After
Here's
that,
hoping.
yeah, and also there is Tournament Pack 7. So now it's on tape.
No.
Now it's on tape. I've said Tournament Pack 7 is on tape. So now if you forget, I can say, oh, I have it on tape. But yeah.
I'm gonna forget. I actually almost forgot what set we were playing today.
I can't blame you, honestly. I actually, you know what? I think I would like to forget after we stop recording. I would very much like to forget this episode.
You can just choose not to remember.
Yeah, but you know, maybe you guys will never see this episode. Maybe it'll just be lost media. It never happened. Then, like, along the road, like a month later, so I'd be like, is there any reason why there's no Cybernetic Revolution? That will be like, shit. He's right.
What did you have to remind me?
Yeah, and then I'll relive these glory days when Jeexx drew more Lele's in 2 games than I drew monsters. But that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But no! Anyways, we bantered for long enough, I think. Sorry to keep you, but yeah. Thank you for watching the episode. I am very glad that I put out the John before playing, so now I can say, like, you know what? I'll chalk this up to not playing in a while. I had brain rot from all the sunlight. So, yeah. Next time, hopefully, we will have games that last longer so that I can put them on a YouTube short. That'd be nice. But yeah, hopefully we'll see you then, and have a good one, y'all. Peace.